junior producer of sorts, I suppose, at Anglia Television in 1982. And I remember it's the first time I worked in this studio, because mostly we worked in the drama studios and the other ones up towards Anglia House, where in fact the first season of Knightmare was done. Because then on this became the home of the production, but the first ones were actually done in Studio A at Anglia House. And I came here to do a special one-off preview of Cruft's Dog Show for a 6 o'clock news and current affairs magazine, which was, I suppose, a bit like the One show is now, but not such a cultural desert as the One show. and so we had, it was amazing, because it was a big floor space and it was marvellous, and we had all hay bales and everything else for dogs to parade around with their owners, and there was dogs peeing everywhere, and it was terribly amusing. I think we did a music sequence as well. So that was my first introduction to this particular studio. In fact, after that experience, I don't think I can work there again. Just shows you. So, the Knightmare pilot for the USA. We'd had a lot of interest at international selling conventions from the States in the Knightmare form. But there was a major reason why, in the end, we never sold it to the United States. And that was for the technical issue that they were still in standard resolution HT, American encoded and encrypted colour television, which of course held America back for around about 15 or 20 years. The quality of their television, they were the first and they paid the price of getting into the colour television area. Europe came in later with the French encryption service system, which was very like PAL, and then we were doing PAL, and then we went component, which meant that we could start doing composite production, which is what Knightmare was. But the USA, because they had everything was still going out in NTSC, there was a lot of colour bleed, and all the problems that we managed to solve in Knightmare, or at least address, we never solved them, were huge problems for them. And that's the reason why Knightmare never happened in the United States, although we had an awful lot of interest. Now, to meet that interest at the end of 93 or 94, we booked another 3 days in the studio after the Knightmare shoot was over, kept the whole cast for that season on, except for Hugo, who needed a rest by then in any case. And we were going to slightly Americanise the production to give it a sort of transatlantic feel. That was the idea. And we also made it, I think, a half-hour show ending in half-hour, because the Americans had trouble getting their heads around Knightmare, and they'd had even more trouble getting their heads around rolling gameplay, which of course we invented on Knightmare. There had been no such thing as rolling gameplay, and narratives carried over before. There are now, but there wasn't then. And I was doing Time Busters at the same time for the BBC, which, as you know, was a location-based role-playing game. And in that particular series, I used quite a lot of my Knightmare core cast because I could count on them as interactors, but I also used a few other people. Because famously, this guy who you will see now as the Dungeon Master for the American version, we'd used him in Time Busters, and we knew that he was not only a very good actor, but that he was a very quick thinker, and he was up for the challenge of things that were that had to be ad-libbed, run without script, etc. So we knew that he could do the Hugo job, not like Hugo, but he wasn't expected to. He was supposed to do it as an American game show host, in fact. Anyway, you can judge yourself whether it worked or not. It failed, but not for creative reasons, commercially. It failed for those technical reasons I've already explained to you, and you're probably bored with them now, and you want to see it. So, let's roll the thing, shall we, and enjoy it. I haven't seen it for 20 years either, by the way. Spent all this, and you expect me to be technical too. Yeah.